Hey guys, this is Nick here, and today I'm going to be talking about the dilution or evolution of culture. Now, the thesis of my paper is going to be very generalized, and it's going to state something like this that basically culture changes over time, and at times it changes for the better, and at times it changes for the worst. With that being said, I'm going to be using three medians to display my point. The medians I will be using are the Rum Diaries, Things Fall Apart, and Samurai Champloo. So, with that being said, let's jump right into it. We have the Rum Diaries, which is written by Hunter S. Thompson, and eventually it's turned into a movie starring Johnny Depp. And it's basically about Hunter S. Thompson slash Johnny Depp in Puerto Rico in the 1960s and how he found his voice as a writer. However, what I like to concentrate as far as it's regarding my paper is the how we notice in throughout the movie the culture of Puerto Rico, the native Puerto Ricans' culture is being suppressed by the US government and corporations moving in to capitalize on tourism. And they take over the beach line, and the cities are starting to evolve and corruption is taking place, which we all assimilate with capitalism in a way. Now we can draw a comparison here with Things Fall Apart with the US government and capitalism being equal to Christianity and the native Puerto Rican people being equal to the native African people, and how Christianity moved in and did change some things or a lot of things to the native African people culture. But as you're going to see as my paper goes on, I find Things Fall Apart more as a neutral give and take kind of situation where the Rum Diaries, I feel like the Puerto Rican people lost their identity as far as the movie is concerned and the message it portrays. Whereas Things Fall Apart, Achube, yeah, says, how horrible Christianity is in a way and stuff like this. But I also feel like if you look at it objectively, you see how Christianity did some good where it questioned some primitive, maybe barbaric concepts of their culture, like leaving the twins in the evil forest or drinking, you know, palm wine from a skull after a war victory. And yes, it did do a lot of horrible things too as well. Like I said, I feel like it's kind of give and take that we find and things fall apart. And so we're moving from this negative, the Rum Diaries, to this neutral, things fall apart, and we end on a positive, which is Samurai Champloo. Now, this is a Japanese anime that's written, or I should say, directed by Watanabe in the early 2000s, and it basically is a quick story of two wandering samurai, and they're trying to help this girl find her father who smells of sunflowers. And it's a very inaccurate portrayal of the Japanese history, but it what it does is it meshes all their timelines or periods together in a way while incorporating Western style music and artistic features as far as animation is concerned. And I look at this anime as a positive of what happens when cultures come together. Here we have the West. For instance, we could see it in the opening song of every episode. How there's this hip hop kind of aspect to it, and how it meshes with the Japanese culture. And I think Watanabe does a great job here of, telling a story, a simple story, but yet, elaborating on all the nuances of the Japanese culture while incorporating, Western style music and artistic notation. So, in conclusion, basically, my result is it all depends on your perspective, whether you feel like your culture is being overtaken or whether you feel like your culture is being influenced and raised to a higher level. That is my presentation.